Welcome to the Flash Finds podcast, the world's fastest podcast where we explore how Facebook can help you with the stuff you're into. I'm Emma Rogue, and today I'm with Megan, a member of the Unity Skate Collective group. So Megan, what's the best roller skating tip you've gotten from your Facebook group?
That's probably to square your shoulders. It took me a really long time to learn spins, and it was because my shoulders weren't balanced. But if I balanced them out, I got it.
Say less, I will definitely be joining. Thanks, Megan. See you next time on the Flash Finds podcast, all about discovering the stuff on Facebook you care about. Bye.
It's a common sense recap of the big stories. It's Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
And joining us now is former UN Ambassador John Bolton. Ambassador, give us first the update on Israel, because it looks like they may be on the brink of war with Hezbollah in the north.
Well, of course, this has been brewing almost simultaneously with the Hamas attack of October the 7th. And, you know, if the administration saw this strategically, they would understand, as is clear to almost everybody other than the White House, that all of these terrorist groups are proxies for Iran. And that what's happening, unfolding for what, better or well or ill for Iran at this point, is the ring of fire strategy aimed against Israel. So I think it could be that Tehran thinks that Hamas is just about at the end of its rope, and that maybe the next way to put pressure on Israel and watch the weak response from the United States would be to torque up the violence in the north from Hezbollah.
John, this is Pete King. How much does the ending the war cabinet by Netanyahu, what impact does that have as far as Israel's position, as far as encouraging Iran, not encouraging Iran, and how much of that is due to influence of the United States undermining Netanyahu?
Look, this has been, as you know, Pete, this has been a consistent view of the Clinton, Obama, and Biden administrations. They don't like Bibi Netanyahu. They don't like him because he's not compliant, because he understands the threat of Iran better than any other politician in Israel or the United States. And they want to bring his government down. They thought if they got Benny Gantz to jump ship, that might do it. I don't think so, and I don't think in terms of the prosecution of the war it's going to have any effect. Now, having said that, I don't at all want anybody to think that the pressure that Biden has been putting on Netanyahu hasn't been enormous. It's unparalleled in our recent history against an ally. You've got Schumer saying there ought to be new elections, Nancy Pelosi saying it. The Biden administration has basically adopted a policy of regime change in Israel. I'm glad they finally got around to regime change, but it should be Iran they're focusing on, not Israel.
Yeah, we had someone on the other day that it was like they're putting more pressure, it seems, on Israel than they are on Hamas. Now, what about Russia in the middle of all this? Putin's going to North Korea tomorrow, Ambassador John Bolton.
Yeah, look, the North Koreans have come to Putin and the Russians' assistance in Ukraine, selling them artillery and ammunition. This helps increase Kim Jong-un's influence in the Middle East. Really, he's playing the Russians off against the Chinese like his father and grandfather used to do. But I think it also shows that Putin is not sitting idly by while the Western countries talk about how they're going to try and put pressure on Russia. Russia's trying to figure out how to ease the pressure and doing a pretty good job of it. They've suffered some economic setbacks because of the sanctions, but because the war is being prosecuted in Ukraine, Ukraine's economy has taken a much bigger hit over the last 2+ years than Russia's has.
Is Israel capable of fighting a war on three fronts? I mean, well, the Houthis front is not really Israel's. I think it's ours, but it's a pain in the neck.
Well, they're in a very dangerous neighborhood. There's no doubt about it. The struggle with Hezbollah at the minute is more a question of suppressing their missile and drone capability. But if Netanyahu did what the Israeli government's stated position is, which is to eliminate Hamas's military and political infrastructure, if he could finish that, then they would have more opportunity to turn their attention to Hezbollah and consider what might be necessary there to destroy at least some of this huge inventory of missiles and drones that Hezbollah has built up over the years.
Understood. Anything else you want to tell the American people before we go to a break?
Well, I just think watching that Russian ship in Cuba was what brought back memories of the Cold War, the frigate and the nuclear-powered submarine. I mean, obviously we know about these things, but for the Kremlin to send that little flotilla in the middle of the G7 meeting to sail to Cuba, probably now off to Venezuela or some other place in the hemisphere, is intended as a thumb in our eye, and see what reaction they got from the Biden administration, which was next to nothing. It's just Putin showing he's still a world player.
Well, Ambassador John Bolton, thank you for your wisdom, and we'll catch up with you again real soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, John.
This is Greg Kelly for Priority Gold. What does it mean to be America's precious metals dealer? It means that you're in touch with the hearts and minds of those who love this country, value our freedom, and want to protect the future. Priority Gold is that precious metals dealer. They've helped thousands of Americans back their retirement with solid gold and silver. Call Priority Gold at 888-506-6439. Receive free shipping, free storage, a free investment guide, and one of the best purchase experiences in the industry. Call now or go to PriorityGold.com.